the idea of cause and effect. So we are either at cause or we are in effect. And when we are in effect, it is when we are being run by things that have happened to us. So someone said something at work and we are upset. In that moment, we are in effect. When we let our emotions run us and it can be negative, that is when we are in effect. Think of cause as something where you are in control. You are making things happen. Things are happening the way that you want them to. You planned for something and it worked out and it's going great. That is when you are at cause. Like things are working out the way you created and designed them. And on the flip side, effect is when something happens and then we are experiencing the effects of it. And usually that feels like a negative feeling. Perception is projection. So everything that happens in front of us is a projection of the same thing going on inside of us. So we attract into our life what we are and who we are. So the next time something or someone does or says triggers you, that is just a projection of what's actually happening internally. Maybe you do this to yourself. Maybe you do this to someone in your life. So our perception is our projection, and projection is our perception. So something can happen to somebody else and they see or hear it and it doesn't trigger them. And then when someone does it to you, it triggers you. That is because it is happening somewhere inside you. The next thing I want you to do is focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. What you focus on is what will happen to you. What you focus on is what you will create to be. What you focus on is. So be very careful and watch and start being aware of what your focus is on. So if something happens and you don't like it, ask yourself, what do I want instead? And change your thoughts and think about that and focus on what you want instead. The first one is respect for the other person's model of the world. I respect your model of the world. And in turn, think of this in the people in your life. Have a respect for their model of the world. In their model of the world, whatever it is they're doing makes sense to them, even if it doesn't make sense to us. Not their behaviors. So accept the person, change their behavior. That is a huge realization that people are not their behaviors. Here's a good one I love. Everyone is doing the best they can with the resources they have available. Behavior is geared for adaptation, and present behavior is the best choice available. So a person's behavior how they are behaving that way because that is the best choice available to them in that moment. Every behavior is most motivated by a positive intent. So I tend to think of people as doing the best they can. Everyone is doing the best they can with the resources they have available. That colleague is doing the best they can with the resources they have available to them. That parent, that disgruntled parent, that disgruntled employee, that disgruntled client, that disgruntled neighbor, they are all doing the best they can with the resources they have available to them right now at their fingertips. You are in charge of your mind and therefore your results. I am also in charge of my mind and therefore my results. People have all the resources they need to succeed and to achieve their desired outcomes. You, right now, have all the resources inside of you right now to succeed and achieve and have the exact outcome that you want. Right now, all of that is in you. There are no unresourceful people, only unresourceful states. And I'm really excited because I'm going to teach you a way to anchor a positive state and access it whenever you need to. Whenever you have a negative or something that brings you down, we're going to be able to create a resource anchor to access that positive state that you want to pull you out of it. So cool. All procedures should increase wholeness. So everything we do together, the outcome is wholeness, coherence, and congruence. Being fully and completely aligned with who you already are. There is only feedback. There's no failure, only feedback. Failure is how we learn. I win or I learn. Failure is only feedback. Another prime directive of our unconscious mind is that it represses memories with unresolved negative emotion. Okay, that's its job. And it also will present the repressed memory for resolution, to make rational and to release emotions, which is part of the work we're going to do. So your prime directive of your unconscious mind is actually to bring to the surface things that have just been pushed down. And now I'm so glad we're working together, because I'm going to teach you tools to access and use, and how to clear, heal, bring back that congruence, that wholeness when those things come up. It's coming up for a reason. It wants to be resolved. It may keep the repressed emotions repressed for protection, and that happens too, and that is all a part of its purpose as well. It runs the body. Did you know that you have the perfect blueprint of perfect health in your body right now? I love that. It also preserves your body. It maintains the integrity of the body. It enjoys serving, and it needs clear orders to follow, which we'll talk about that. Controls and maintains your perception. Generates, stores, distributes, and transmits energy. Another prime directive of your unconscious mind is that it needs repetition until a habit is installed. Is programmed to continually seek more and more. And it takes things personally, which is why we have a basis of perception is projection. All right. And it does not process negative. So whatever you tell it, it is going to accept as truth. So content is not needed to release negative emotion. So you don't have to know everything about everything that happened to release a negative emotion, which is pretty cool. We're going to do that together. All emotions are geared for resourcefulness, even if they don't produce the intended positive result. All emotions are generated by perceptions and belief structure. Unresolved negative emotions in our body consume and exhaust energy from the body and can be associated with disease. I believe that a client can heal their body by releasing negative emotions. Positive emotions increase your energy and stimulate healing. The unconscious mind brings up past negative emotions so that they can be resolved. Releasing negative emotions means being able to neutralize current triggers. This is going to be so exciting. Upon obtaining all the learnings of an event, emotions disappear and stay gone from the event, and you get learnings. Releasing past stuck emotions doesn't mean there won't be future negative emotions. The lack of taking action and enforcing boundaries can support negative emotions. Learning and wisdom reframes can assist in giving meaning to the event and help create a rich, full life. There's always good from every situation. Adversity can provide powerful lessons to learn from. Our timeline is a storehouse for wisdom and knowledge.